Let's talk about Drake versus UMG and what it means for independent artists like you. If you've been out of the loop, Drake recently filed a petition against his label Universal Music Group, UMG. The filing includes several allegations. UMG allegedly used Spotify and Apple Siri to prioritize Kendrick Lamar's track Not Like Us over Drake's music. Employees perceived as loyal to Drake were reportedly fired to cover up these actions. UMG allegedly paid influencers and radio stations to promote Not Like Us without disclosing the payments. And a whistleblower claims bots generated over 30 million early streams for Not Like Us. But this video isn't all about Drake's lawsuit. It's about what this situation reveals for independent artists such as yourself. The information from the court filing makes one thing clear, at least to me. The music industry is a rigged game. Major labels are in cahoots with the tech companies that run the streaming platforms. They've created an environment where songs and artists can be turned into instant hits at the push of a button. Here's how it works. The labels ensure their artists' tracks get placed on the most popular playlists, often without listeners' input. Massive promotion campaigns dominate the platforms, leaving little room for organic discovery. Notice how Kendrick Lamar's Luther is even at the top of the R&B Now playlist on Apple Music, iTunes. Ironically, Drake benefited from this system in the past. For example, in 2018, Spotify users were bombarded with promotions for his album Scorpion. Some users, frustrated by the unsolicited ads, even demanded refunds. A Billboard article from that time shows how Spotify prioritized Drake's music in ways that annoyed listeners who weren't even fans of his. Now Drake's accusing Kendrick Lamar of receiving the same treatment he once enjoyed. Where does this leave independent artists? You're up against a machine that favors major label artists with unlimited budgets and connections. However, you still have options, though none are easy. Here are three main paths you can take. Number one, your first option is to hit the jackpot by going viral. Platforms like TikTok have made this possible, but here's the catch. Viral success often leads artists to sign with major labels. Once signed, these artists get access to the same tools and strategies that help stars like Drake and Kendrick dominate, or at least become visible. But to sustain a career, the music itself has to be good. Talent and staying power separates artists like Billie Eilish and Ice Spice. Billie Eilish managed to build on her viral moment while others quickly faded. The second option is to work your way up to a point to where you can attract some form of representation, management, or even a record deal. This opens doors to high-profile blogs, podcasts, radio interviews, and other media outlets. Industry connections that only labels or professional management can provide will get you that visibility that you're looking for. However, signing a deal has some risks. We've all heard the horror stories of artists trapped in bad contracts. It comes down to, what are your goals? Do you want full control of your work, or are you willing to trade some control for access to the big machine? As Nick Cannon once said, I'd rather have a small piece of a large pie than a big piece of a small pie. The third option is to remain independent and build it from the ground up. While this may be the more rewarding path, this route is incredibly challenging. Here's what you need. A marketable product. Great music is essential. Bad music won't sell no matter how much money you spend. Capital. Promoting music in 2024 is expensive. A tweet from Funk Flex recently outlined the high cost of marketing a single. Your personal savings likely won't cover the kind of exposure needed to compete with major label artists. Even if you manage to gain some traction, staying relevant requires constant reinvestment. The music industry moves fast. New artists, trends, and songs emerge weekly. If you're not consistently visible, you're risking being forgotten. Why do you think we see Tekashi 6ix9ine on Academic Story every other week? It's a strategy to stay on top of the mind. I don't say all this to discourage you. I say it to remind you that the music business is a business. Talent alone won't get you to the top. It's not like high school sports where a scout might find you based on skill alone. Picture yourself as a lemonade stand. You might make the best lemonade in the neighborhood, but you're still competing with giants like Minute Maid. They're in every store, vending machine, and restaurant. They've got multi-million-dollar ad campaigns and simply too big to fail, just like Drake and Kendrick. At the end of the day, you have to decide which path works best for you. Whether you go viral, secure a deal, or remain independent, remember that it takes more than talent to make it in this game. It takes strategy, persistence, and sometimes a bit of luck. I hope this video was of value. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.